Beyond the beat, slow feet don't eat. You went and made it, was your story. Beyond the beat, come talk with Teek. We all can make it, share your story. Beyond the beat, beyond, way beyond the beat, beyond, beyond, beyond the beat. Tap in with Teek, tap in with Teek, and get your Teek. Beyond the beat, beyond the beat. I done took a different road, yeah, I made it, I'm on my way.
Hi, my name's Alicia. I am a new agent. I'm with Call It Close International Realty. As of today, I've closed 2 lease agreements.
Hello, Alicia.
Hi, Alicia. Welcome.
Thanks.
And congratulations on your closed transactions.
Every
Thank you.
transaction,
That's awesome
every
for
transaction
new
matters.
agents. Yep, that's awesome.
Leave no transaction behind.
Don't leave money on the table, right?
Absolutely not.
I'm Teek with Call It Close. I've been doing realty for 1 year, and I have my 5th one in escrow.
Awesome.
So that's where I am now.
I am Akai with Call It Closed. I'm Akai with Call It Closed. I have 1 in escrow right now, but I've been in the business almost 3 years, so I don't know how many total I've done. I've done more than a couple, so.
Yee. Welcome,
My name
Akai.
is Sophie, and I think I have 1 closed and then at least like 4 or 5 that are rentals that are that are in the process of being closed. They're under contract right now. They've signed all the documents and stuff like that. But I've been in the business for less than a year, and I'm with Call It Closed.
Before we kind of like start, I wanted to ask a question to y'all because I've never done a lease. I've never done a rental as an agent. So like, what has you guys' experience been with leasing? Because a lot of people don't think that real estate agents do rentals, but we do. Like I know us, kind of we do it all. There's literally no transaction left behind. So like, what has been y'all experience with finding clients that want to lease, finding a property, and then the actual transaction?
Well, for me, it's I like them because it almost seems like a little bit less pressure, especially like when you're first getting into the business. It can be very overwhelming having to deal with a lot of agents who have been in there a long time. So when you're starting out with renters, it's like the baby of a buyer. So you kind of are still getting all of those documents prepared for them. You're still taking them to see places. You're still negotiating offers, terms, all that kind of stuff, but on a way smaller scale. So you're not dealing with so much money on the table up front, which is a little bit intimidating for some people, especially younger people. So I don't mind working with renters. I like it. It's a little bit difficult because I don't think they understand that it's kind of also similar to the buying process. Like you have to get these documents signed. You may have to pay your realtor fees, like a lot of places and landlords, property management companies don't pay out a lot of money for people, but it's just the same amount of time. It's the same amount of resources. It's the same amount of energy that I'm putting in for these people's rentals as I would if they were buying a house.
Right. I mean, I personally like it as well because I feel like I'm getting to learn the business as a new agent. I mean, 2 months in, I'm getting my feet wet and I'm learning how to open the doors. I'm learning where the key boxes are. I'm able to like have a conversation and see like what are the things that they're looking for and kind of just learn the steps like raw, without like feeling like you're going to stumble on your first one. Like it's okay because they don't have like they don't have high expectations, you know? And you can always just refer to MLS for questions or, you know, the property manager. But I do love helping as well because like my main goal is to help. So I feel like I'm being productive and like I'm actually doing what the reason why I wanted to become a realtor was to help. So even if I'm not making money, it's okay.
And then just feeling comfortable with knowing that if I make a mistake, I can correct it easily. I think we think of home purchase, and home purchase is one of the most important decisions of their lives. When it's leasing, it's like, okay, I made a mistake on this thing, but just knowing that you can always go back and correct it, you don't have that weight on your shoulder that, oh my God, they're buying a house and I made a mistake, right? It's a lease. If I filled out the incorrect paper, let's go back, talk to the broker and fix it, or talk to another agent and fix it, right? I think it's more of a mental thing for us to like, oh, it's a lease, we can fix that. But when it's a purchase, it's like, oh my God, you know.
Right. It's a big
Yeah,
thing,
it's a
right?
big, it is a big thing. So yeah, okay.
But then a lot of time, I just wanted to add though, like with leases, I've come across people that I've shown houses that like wouldn't even qualify. So I'm learning like, hey, go through the steps to ask them like, hey, like what's your situation? Have those conversations.
And then every property is different, right? Each MLS listing is different, but it's all an experience because you know what not to do again, or you know what to ask now. I didn't ask that before, so now I put that at forefront. I will always remember to ask this for each one of my, tenants, because we want to make sure we're working in the interest of our client. So we're going to go through some questions, answer some questions from our perspective as being newer agents with Call It Close. We've experienced a slew of things, and we just want to be able to share it for newer agents, some of the things that we've experienced in our year or in our current months.
So the first question that I have is, or not a question, but like you're basically starting a business with no salary. And like a lot of people, I feel like they go into, wanting to go to school, become a real estate agent, and they think that they're going to have like a plethora of like people just to work with. And that's not even the case.
Or we rely on our brokerage to give us, 100 clients per agent, and we just go work them because our minds are programmed to work a job, right? Because that's what we grow up with. We work a job. We expect our boss to give us things, and then we go work it. And that's how my mindset was. I work at this brokerage. I'm on this team. Now give me the leads, and I'll work them. And that's totally far from the truth of how things really go in real estate.
Yeah, so it's like a reality slap in the face when you are going from a W-2 employee to being self-employed. You literally have to, it's true, it may be cliche, but it's true when they say, if you don't work, you don't eat. With real estate and building a book of business in real estate, if you don't work, you don't eat. If you're not going after those leads, you're not going to get a client to close. If you're not making the phone calls, you're not going to get a client to close. So it's good that you guys are getting the experience of at least having the transactions, because some people do get into real estate thinking that they're going to have this book of business dropped in their lap and they just don't know what to do. But that it's the total opposite, because just like your brokers are actually like working their own business and have their book of business, like those are their clients that they had to go and get to. They're not just going to give them to you. You're going to have to do something to earn or develop your own book of business. And I think that's kind of been a struggle point for me because I'm new to Arizona. And so I just don't know anybody here. So I'm literally having to go and be in front of people so that I can build my book of business. And eventually the clients will roll in, but it's a shock. It's a reality shock, a culture shock, whatever it is that you want to call it, when you go from making six figures to no figures because you don't have a book of business. And a lot of new agents, they look at reality TV, unfortunately, and they think that real estate is this glamorous life. Yeah, it may be if you already have a book of business, but 9 times out of 10, the new agent that comes into the business does not. And it's very unfortunate because we have literally 1% of agents doing 90% of real estate in the state. And yeah, I mean, we'll get up there, but we also have to know as new agents, you know, it takes time to build that book of business.
Right. And like also people, when they go to school, they pay all the fees and all that stuff. They don't realize like how much money that you're going to have to invest to become a real estate agent. How much is your association fees going to be? How much do you have to pay to have a box, the super box?
And then everything monthly too on top of that when you're not making any money. Those first either 6 months, a year, 2 years, you're starting a business from scratch, no money, no book of business, especially if you're new to the area, like new to a state. How do you meet people? How are you going to get clients? What are you going to have to do? Okay, you're going to have to market, which is money. You're going to have to advertise, which is money. Like you got to have all of this stuff ready to go for when you are ready to be a real estate agent. And a lot of people don't think about that. And
Well, it's
don't
not
have
even
any
just
plans.
that. It's even the little things, right? Well, gas isn't little, but that stuff adds up.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So you imagine showing 10 houses and they're 45 minutes
Right.
away.
And I think that's a good point, because in the beginning I'm thinking like, oh, I'll show them 2 houses and they're going to be like, this is the one. And then after the 15th house, I'm like, we still looking?
Yeah.
Like in my mind, cause we're visual, we watch TV and we automatically think, cause to be honest, when they're recording these reality shows for real estate, they only show us the good part, right? They don't show us that they showed them 20 houses before. They show us that last house that they make an offer on.
Yeah.
So that's in my head. I'm like, oh, this is easy. I can go show 2 houses and close on $1 million listing and wear 5-inch heels and skirt up to my butt. I can do these things, right?
you
But
can't.
what's the reality?
No, so I can't wear them shoes. But we're in Arizona and they have 1 million rocks, and I don't know how they do that. But I just thought that it was like a model. Like you're a model and you're looking beautiful and amazing, and you're going to get this athlete and he's going to want a house across the street from you and you're going to sell it and never have to work for the rest of the year. And that's not reality. Not reality. You're going to show somebody 30 houses and you're going to send them to the lender. They're not going to answer for the lender. And we're going to try to get in contact with you. And then when we finally do, you're going to say you're not ready and you want to rent. Now, that doesn't take away the houses I already showed you. Now I'm showing you 20 rentals. So really your business is going to go how you want it to go and how much you grind and how much you want to grind. That's how you're going to make your sale. But so you really have to be doing this for more than money. You have to be doing it for relationships. You have to be doing it because you love to do it, not for money, because you're not going to make that at first.
Right.
That's why I like rentals, because potentially if you do a good job and you build that relationship, they're going to remember you when they do want to buy.
Yeah, but then you got to remember that their cousin is getting their license too. So they might go to their cousin and not go to you just because you showed them 20 rentals.
But that's where the relationship building comes in. Like you said, you have to be doing it for more than just money, because when you're building relationships, it don't matter. Well, for some people, I'm not going to say for all, it doesn't matter if their cousins are in it or not, or their cousin just got their license, so I'm going to go with my cousin. You've been working with them. You've built the relationship with them. You have shown yourself knowledgeable of the area and the expert in what it is that they're looking for. Yeah, my cousin just got their license. That means I'm going to have to go through all of that with my cousin. Some people think like that now. Some people don't. Some people will, it really be your family that will go with a total stranger over choosing you as their realtor. They will go with someone else.
So saying that, I would say just be your authentic self, and people are going to want to work with you because you're you. sorry. People are going to want to work with you because you're you, not because of what brokerage you're from. Because I've never, in this year I've been selling real estate, I've never had anyone ask me what brokerage I was part of. So that's more of an agent thing.
Yep.
You just be authentic you. People like you and they want to work with you. So, I mean, that's the best best advice I can give on that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it is your business. You are selling yourself, and you got to be likable, but also you need to have boundaries if you don't want to work with somebody. If your client is not being cooperative, like you have to be the one to draw that line and draw that boundary and say, I want to either continue working with these people or I don't want to continue working with these people. Because sometimes clients can be a little crazy, and if you don't want to work for that person, then you kind of get the choice to decide.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
when you're first in the business, you don't really get a choice because you need all the clients you can get. But at the same time, once you're in it and you can afford to pass a client, you definitely have to understand what your boundaries are, what you will accept, what you will not accept. As a business person, because all business isn't good business. And if you're building a book of business for longevity, you're definitely going to want to do that. And a lot of new agents tend to jump in like, I'm going to work with everybody. Some people you just can't get along with, and everyone is not going to want to work with you. And we have to understand that's okay too. Personalities don't mix. We can have difference in opinions about certain things. That's okay too. Doesn't mean I don't like you as a person.
Right.
We just not a good business fit. You
Right.
know, it's we have to learn how to draw those lines as business professionals and not cross them.
And everyone has different communication styles, and that's why we have a team of people, right? So if I feel like I'm not a good fit for a client, this is where we all come together and we all meet up with the client. They can go with whoever they want. You know what I mean? But it's good I'd rather for them to go to agents that I know that's going to, be a better style for them or a better selection than to send them to another brokerage, right? That we're all different in the way we approach things.
Right.
Absolutely.
So I think that's,
And I
that'll be
think
good.
like Alicia said earlier, she's not just in it for the money. She's in it to help people. Like, I think that's a big thing that a lot of new agents kind of lose when they get into the business. It's like you're not just selling homes. You're not just doing what you see on TV. You are literally a problem solver, a counselor, a financial advisor, although you should not be, because lines should never be crossed when it comes to finances. But like, you're all of that. And if you can't tolerate helping people, if you're not a helper, if you're not someone who genuinely wants to see other people do good, then this is definitely not the business for you. Like, real estate has more problems than solutions. There's one solution. Signing documents and owning a home, right? That's the greatest outcome that could happen, and that's what people go into it. Whether you're whether you're an agent or a buyer or seller, it's the closing transaction is what everybody looks for. But unfortunately,
Yes.
a lot of new agents get into the business and they don't have helping people at the core of what their business model is.
Right. Like when I first came to Call It Close and I saw that the open house that you guys had in Phoenix, I met Aprilia and she was saying like, hey, it's not about the money. The money will come after, right? It's about building a relationship. It's about the family that you're putting into that house. And everything else will fall into place.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Then that's where people come looking for you, right? Like, that's what that's the point that I am now, is where I'm posting things and then I'm not even thinking about it. And somebody like, oh yeah, I seen you posted that you sold the house. You have time to, go show. Like, I'm not looking for this business, but at the same time, I'm actively working and showing what my works. I'm not saying you have to show everything, but just letting people know this is what I do. I mean, we don't know where we show up in the algorithm of people's social media, but it's a friendly reminder, especially since I converted over from a few lives, right? So I try to like keep real estate at the forefront, even though I do other things, to let them know this is what I do. This is my bread and butter. I want to help you. Right. So,
Well, I like the fact that you always try to help even people who think that they don't. Like, that's like basically our team, right? Like, you want to help people who may not think that they have an opportunity to buy a house.
oh, that's the best reward. And I think my actually my first 4 clients were like that. They're like, oh, this is impossible. This is not going to happen. And I said, well, let's just go look anyway. Like, we looked for months, and it once I built that trust, then they trusted me enough to say, okay, we didn't look at 15 houses. We know what's out there. You found some you love. Let's talk to a lender. But then you've been to build that trust where they trust you to send them to the best lender that will work with them and not make them feel like this is an impossible journey, right? So that's when our relationships, we built that team outside of our team.
And then, I mean, even after that, like, I've got so many plans, but I need to, bring myself back down, focus on this right now, focus on where I am, becoming a master at this, and then I can go to the next part and the next part and the next part.
Sounds good. Yeah. So if you're listening to this podcast and you have questions or you would like to be on the podcast, please reach out. We will have details below.
And also reach out and let us know what other topics you'd like for us to discuss. I think that's important too. Like, give us your feedback and help us help you learn or understand what it is that you need to do, as a new agent coming in. Or even if you're not a new agent, you just want to talk to some fresher minds in the business. Like, let us know what you want to talk about, because I would love to do this again. I could talk all day, even to a brick wall.
We could all talk all day. Oh, gosh.
No realtors left behind. All right, guys, this closes our first CIC podcast.
Woo!